My name is Alexander Thornton, and at 35 I had everything. CEO of Thornton Industries, a tech empire worth billions, a sprawling Manhattan penthouse, and a fiancée who graced magazine covers. Vanessa Sterling, blonde, brilliant, and cold as the diamonds on her finger. Our engagement was a merger as much as a romance, her family's investment firm partnering with my tech dynasty. Love? I convinced myself it was there, buried under spreadsheets and society galas. But the real constant in my life was Maria Santos. For 12 years, she'd been my housekeeper, arriving at dawn to make my coffee exactly right, keeping my chaotic world organized. Maria was 45, from the Philippines, with warm brown eyes and a quiet presence that made my empty penthouse feel like home. She never overstepped, never pried, just existed in the background of my gilded cage. Then came the night everything shattered. I returned from a business trip to Tokyo early, jet-lagged and exhausted. Walking into my bedroom at 2 a.m., I found Vanessa in our bed with my CFO, Richard. The rage was ice-cold. No shouting, just 3 words. Get out, both of you. Vanessa didn't even apologize. You were never here, Alexander, she said, gathering her clothes with casual cruelty. I needed someone who actually saw me. The ring hit the marble floor with a sound like breaking glass. After they left, I sat in the dark living room, staring at the city lights. That's when Maria appeared in her robe, having heard the commotion. Mr. Thornton, she whispered. I'm so sorry. She made tea, chamomile with honey, the way my mother used to, and sat quietly while I fell apart. For the first time in years, someone stayed. That night, something shifted between us, silent and profound. Weeks became months. Vanessa's betrayal made headlines. Tech billionaire's wedding canceled amid cheating scandal. I buried myself in work, but evenings belonged to Maria. She'd cook traditional Filipino dishes, adobo, sinigang, and we'd eat together, talking about everything except business. She told me about her daughter back home, Isabella, studying medicine at university. I send money every month, she said proudly. She'll be a doctor. Everything I've done is for her. I found myself watching Maria differently. The graceful way she moved, her infectious laugh, the strength in her calloused hands. One rainy evening, I confessed, Maria, these past months, you've been my anchor. She looked at me with something like fear and longing. Mr. Thornton, please don't. I'm your employee. This cannot. But I kissed her, and she melted into me, 12 years of unspoken feelings pouring out. The affair was intoxicating and impossible. We kept it hidden. Stolen moments between business meetings, quiet nights when the staff had left. But Maria became possessive in ways I hadn't expected. Where were you? She'd demand when I returned from late meetings. Was she there? That new marketing director. Her insecurity consumed her. I'm not like those society women, Alexander. Any day you'll wake up and realize you've made a mistake. Then came the twist that destroyed everything. My mother, Catherine Thornton, matriarch of the family empire, arrived unannounced one Sunday. She found us together, Maria wearing my shirt, making breakfast in my kitchen. The color drained from Catherine's face. Maria, she whispered. Oh God, Maria. Does he know? Know what? I demanded, looking between them. Maria's face had gone ashen. Mrs. Catherine, please. My mother's voice was ice. Tell him, Maria. Tell him why you really came to work here 12 years ago. Tell him about David. David, my brother, dead for 13 years in a car accident when I was 22. The brother I'd idolized, mourned, and rarely spoke about because the pain was still raw. What does David have to do with this? I asked, my voice barely steady. Maria sank onto the kitchen stool, trembling. When she spoke, her voice was broken. Isabella, your niece. She's David's daughter. The world tilted. David and we met when he volunteered at the community center in Queens. I was newly arrived, cleaning offices. He was kind, treated me like a person, not invisible. We fell in love. Tears streamed down her face. When I got pregnant, he was so happy. He wanted to marry me, tell your family, but I was scared. I was undocumented, working illegally. What would his billionaire family think of me? So you hid my granddaughter from me? Catherine's voice shook with rage. David died never knowing he had a child? No. Maria sobbed. I told him the week before the accident. He was coming to meet her. He'd bought a ring, planned everything. Then the crash. She looked at me with desperate eyes. After he died, I tried to contact your family, but Catherine's lawyers threatened me with deportation if I ever claimed the Thornton name. So I took the only option she gave: work here silently, take care of you in David's place, and never speak the truth. I turned to my mother, fury boiling over. You knew? All these years. You knew I had a niece and you threatened the woman I couldn't finish. The betrayal was layered, complex, suffocating. Catherine's face was stone. I protected this family. She was a gold digger who trapped your brother. I wasn't going to let her destroy the Thornton legacy. She pointed at Maria. And now she's trapped you too. Can't you see? She's been planning this for years. Worming into your life, waiting for her moment. That's not true. Maria cried, reaching for me. But I stepped back. The trust was poisoned now. Was anything real? Or had 12 years been a long con for my fortune? I threw them both out. Maria, sobbing, packed her belongings while I contacted lawyers. Catherine filed for a restraining order against Maria, citing attempted fraud and manipulation of a grieving family member. Maria countered with a paternity suit, demanding DNA testing to prove Isabella's heritage and claim her rightful inheritance. The media-feeding frenzy was vicious. Tech billionaires made secret love child or elaborate scam? Private investigators dug into Maria's past. My company's stock plummeted as the scandal raged. Then Elena Rodriguez appeared, Maria's immigration attorney, 32, fierce and brilliant, fighting for Maria pro bono. Your family traumatized this woman, Elena told me during a deposition, her dark eyes flashing. David loved her. She's been cleaning your toilets for 12 years while raising his daughter alone. And you're treating her like a criminal. Her words haunted me. I hired my own investigator, not to destroy Maria, but to find truth. What he discovered changed everything. Love letters between David and Maria, photos of them together, David's journal entry. I'm going to be a father. Maria is everything. I don't care what mother thinks. We're getting married next month. And there was more. Evidence that Catherine had paid off immigration officials to threaten Maria, had suppressed David's will that left Maria money, had systematically erased her from David's life. I also found myself drawn to Elena. During coffee meetings to discuss the case, we'd talk for hours. She was everything Vanessa and Maria weren't. Grounded, honest, fighting for justice without hidden agendas. Why do you care so much? I asked one evening. Because love shouldn't be weaponized, she said simply. Your brother loved Maria. That should mean something. The DNA results came back. 99.9% probability. Isabella was David's daughter, my niece. I flew to the Philippines immediately, met the 19-year-old medical student who had my brother's eyes and his brilliant mind. Tito Alexander, she called me. Uncle Alexander. We cried together over photos of David, and I saw the truth. Maria had loved my brother truly, completely. Back in New York, I confronted Catherine. You stole 13 years from our family. You kept David's daughter from us because of pride. I showed her Isabella's photo. Look at her. She's David's legacy. And you tried to erase her. Catherine broke then, tears falling for the first time I could remember. I was wrong, she whispered. I was so afraid of scandal, of people using us, that I destroyed something precious.
I'm sorry, Alexander.
I'm so terribly sorry. The lawsuit was settled. Isabella received her full inheritance. Maria was given legal status and a formal apology. and Catherine established a scholarship fund in David's name for immigrant students. But I had one more thing to do. I found Maria at Elena's office, helping prepare documents. "Maria," I said quietly,
I'm sorry.
"for doubting you, for my family's cruelty, for not seeing the truth sooner." I took her hand. "You loved David with everything you had. You raised Isabella to be extraordinary. You took care of me when I was lost. You are the strongest person I've ever known." She smiled through tears. "I should have told you sooner. The secret poisoned everything." "No more secrets," I agreed. "Just honesty." I looked at Elena, standing supportively beside Maria. "I think we all deserve that." Elena's smile was warm, understanding. Over the next months, Maria and I rebuilt our friendship. No romance, just family. She became Isabella's bridge to the Thorntons, helping my niece navigate her new world. As for Elena and me, 6 months later I asked her to dinner. "I want to do this right," I told her. "No secrets, no games. Just two people figuring it out together." "I'd like that," she said, her hand finding mine. At Isabella's white coat ceremony a year later, I stood with Maria, Catherine, and Elena, watching my niece, David's daughter, take her oath as a medical student. Maria leaned over and whispered, "He'd be so proud." "He'd be proud of you too," I said. "You kept his daughter safe when we failed you. That's true love." The secret that had nearly destroyed us had instead rebuilt our family. Wider, messier, but finally honest. And standing there, Elena's hand in mine, I realized some secrets, when finally revealed, don't end lives. They begin them.